Hi, I'm Bella Shaw for Biz. Beehives, gophers, faulty construction. Jim Cameron has seen it all. He's with Camco Inspections, and we're just so happy to have you in our spotlight today, Jim.
Thank you very much for having me.
So we're going to talk about home inspections. Was I correct when I said beehives and gophers and all sorts of things? What's the most unusual thing you've ever seen?
Probably the most unusual thing I've ever seen was when I was crawling like an army man through a crawl space, and I looked up and I see these giant cat eyes looking at me. The cat was scared to death, I was scared to death, so I wanted to get out of there, but I had to continue looking for potential problems for the homeowner.
Why are home inspections so important?
It's kind of like purchasing a car without asking a mechanic to take a look at it first. What we do is we go in there, we'll check out all the components of the home. We look at the structure, the plumbing, the electrical, the interior, the exterior, and we just give the purchaser a real good idea of what they're getting into.
And who are you working for? Is it real estate companies? Is it the homeowner himself?
Actually, everybody benefits in the inspection because the sellers know what they're selling and they're more comfortable with it. But mostly you're working for buyers, people purchasing the home.
And they want to make sure that everything's copacetic. There's no mold in the house. There's nothing that can make them sick, for example.
Or their toilets don't flush, or their lights don't turn on.
Jim, it seems like to do what you do, you would really need an eye for detail and an eye for, you have to be very attentive as you go through the house. How long does the process take?
It generally takes between 2 and 3 hours, depending on how many things we find. It's kind of funny because even in a brand new home, you'll find almost just as many problems in a brand new home as you would a 100-year-old home.
Do you find maybe that the construction company took some shortcuts, like not painting the top of a door?
One new construction site I went to, brand new home, and the master shower was not hooked up at the bottom underneath, so all the water was just going out into the crawl space.
Now, how many, things are you looking for, would you say, when you have your list with you?
Safety issues are number one. Things that homeowners use every day, like their plumbing and their electricity. Those are the most important things. But all in all, there's well over 500 things that we look at.
500 things that you look at?
Absolutely.
And then what is the homeowner doing while you're in the house?
The home buyer, the potential purchaser, they will follow us around and ask questions as we go.
And where do you do your business?
All over Southern California, mostly Los Angeles, Orange, and Ventura County.
I'm always curious, Jim, when someone's in a line of work, what is their passion and how did you get involved? Was your father in the business? I
studied architecture and construction in college, and I've been in property management, and I'm also a licensed real estate agent. So I just absolutely love the process. I know that I can help people make an informed decision. And I just actually really enjoy my job. I enjoy it when I find a perfect home. I get to tell the buyer, this is great. I also enjoy it when I find something big and I say, you guys have to fix this problem because you can't have the plumbing backing up every day. That would be horrible for somebody who's making the most important purchase of their life.
There might be a dishwasher sitting there and no one's even turned on in 20 years, right?
We have so many homes that have been vacant for a long period of time, going through the bank foreclosure process. So it's very important to make sure that those appliances are operable. It does take some special care. Dishwashers, for example, may require a little bit of water to go into it before you start it up, making sure that the plumbing is properly hooked up, the electrical is properly hooked up before you start running appliances that haven't been used for a long time. My company offers something called recall check. And what we do is we'll take down all the makes and model numbers of all the appliances and we'll run it through a database to see if there's ever been any recalls on that particular appliance.
Wow, I bet people are surprised sometimes, aren't they?
There's been lots of problems with dishwashers that have actually caused fires in homes, furnaces that have caused fires in attics. So it's very important that you know that your appliances are safe.
You give them peace of mind.
And almost every seller that I walk into, I ask them before, is everything working okay? Is there anything I cannot or should not be testing or operating? Every one of them says everything's great until you start doing, oh, well, we haven't run that dishwasher. We don't do that. It's like, Okay, well, that's not really an operating condition then, is it?
No.
And they have things like bird seed stored in their dishwashers and cat food, and you just never know what you're going to see inside a dishwasher.
Well, it was very interesting visiting with you, and we wish you continued good luck and success with Camco Inspections. And Jim Cameron, thank you so much for visiting us here on Biz.
Thank you very much
being
for
in our
having me.
spotlight today. Really enjoyed it.
My pleasure.